Welcome to Joe's Astrology, and this is the birth chart for Will Ferrell. He's a Virgo rising, Sun in Cancer, and a Moon in Scorpio. And he's known as being an actor, a comedian, someone who can change his appearance, obviously, change his personality, being an actor. Let's look at that first. Let's look at all these things first. And you can see the MC is the midheaven there is in Gemini. Really having that ability to be two different people or be different people at once. We can see his Mercury, the ruler of that Gemini, is in the 10th, what he's known for, and it's retrograde, being emphasized there. Retrograde, something that he's known for, and it's in Cancer, and the Sun is in Cancer. And the importance there that with that Sun in Cancer, you can see it's in the Pisces decan as well. But Cancer has Jupiter exalted. Jupiter's exalted in Cancer, and Jupiter would definitely be a planet that can be associated with being a comedian. Also, he's kind of a larger than life figure as well. We can look at where that Jupiter is. Uh, it is in the chart, and it's in Leo. Another sign we can associate with being a comedian, being an actor. So the ruler of those two planets is Jupiter, and it's in Leo. The ascendant as well is being having Virgo on the ascendant, the ruler being Mercury here as well. The moon, come down here to the moon. The moon is in Scorpio, and it's in the third. And I've said this before, we often see these repeating themes in the charts where really what's the repeating theme in this chart is that Mercury, and is that being ruled by, well, I should say be ruled by Jupiter, but having that Mercury in a sign that where Jupiter is exalted. And so we're really looking at these common themes between Mercury and Jupiter, and Neptune here, the co-ruler of with Jupiter of Pisces, also associated with here with Pisces, associated with performances and creativity and acting, and it's conjunct the moon, the ruler of the sun, and that Mercury, the moon, coming down here and including Neptune. We also see Neptune is making a trine aspect to that sun. So let's see what else we can come up with here. Just doing this here on the fly, not much preparation. We see his Pluto is in the first, and Uranus is in the first, so he has a prominent Uranus because we know him as being a kind of an odd person. It's interesting. I see him at occasionally. I see him at tennis tournaments, and he's like, you would never know he's famous. He has his hat on. He's not really talking to anybody. It's hard to spot. And he's known as being this odd figure, obviously being a comedian. A lot of his films are eccentric, and he has that Jupiter in the 11th as well, this house of Uranus. That Jupiter in Leo is opposite the Aquarius, and the 6th house is ruled by Aquarius. Coming back to this, the ruler Uranus in the first. So Uranus being in the first house, a very prominent house. It's also making contact with the moon, and that Neptune is an exact sextile. It's making an exact sextile to that sun. So we're seeing Uranus and Aquarius being important in this chart as well. Interesting too that his Venus is in Virgo. It's in the 12th, so more this association with Neptune and Pisces, which is good to see, because you think Venus in Virgo, this would be someone who's super critical of himself, and he probably is of his work, and that's how he can That's how he can become such a good actor, being critical and analytical of what he's doing, but in a good way. We see that it is in the 12th, and the opposite of Virgo is Pisces. So clearly, this is a guy with all the everything else I said about Neptune and Jupiter. This is a guy who's worked with Pisces and Virgo. A lot of times you might see Venus and Virgo, and they're just they haven't embraced the polarity Pisces, and that being hypercritical of themselves can be a negative in life. But with him, he's probably learned to integrate that and use it positively. Kind of the idea of making fun of the self and having fun with that criticalness. Nodes here are in the 8th and the 2nd, so we see some money signatures here with the North Node in Taurus being ruled by that Venus in the 12th. We could say, he's making his money off of this acting, off of everything I said about the Venus and Virgo and Pisces stuff. The South Node is in Scorpio, and it's conjunct Mars. It's in the 2nd. So he's coming from a place of kind of hustling for money, making money, more of this idea that I don't know his early life and anything like that. Maybe anyone can comment on it. We can look at it later in another video. Where he's come from and how he's come up and gotten to a point where he's at right now. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Hopefully soon I can get to 1,000 subscribers, and I may start doing some extended readings. And some deep dives into these charts, and will help us learn more about astrology.